and you must read their comments carefully. If reviewer misunderstand a point, the point probably needs revision or additional support. It is a very important point. It is very little but very important. Do not blame the reviewer for his or her misunderstanding, because maybe your your additional support, your supporting may be low, maybe leak. Be polite and respectful when disagreeing a reviewer's comment. Include a point-by-point explanation of changes made in the text in response to reviewer's comments. All of them are executional but very, very, very important. Once again, carefully read the paper for its accuracy, and in presenting the data, submit the revised version, and once accepted for publication, you should receive the gallery proof within a month. This is one last chance to make any final corrections. It is very good. You must prepare it within a month only. Within a month. And then what to do if a paper gets rejected? Then you have two kinds. Maybe the paper have some revision, some questions from the reviewers. Maybe the paper gets rejected. Okay, what to do? Do not get discouraged. Okay, this is the main step. If you will be discouraged and then you take away your work, or your cut the writing the paper, your work won't have any good result, and your research process won't have good result for your presentation, for showing up your work, and etc. Then you must have do not get discouraged at first. Read editorial comments and then discuss with your advisor, your students, your collaborators, your colleges, and then find out how you can make this study stronger and acceptable for publication. Okay, you have 3 steps. At first, read the comments, discuss about them. Maybe misunderstanding, maybe they will be good and they will be okay. And then prepare or change the paper in a way that this will be acceptable for publication. Do not just turn around and submit the paper to another journal. Read carefully the comments and find ways to improve the scientific quality of the papers. Okay? If you submit this paper to another journal and the paper gets rejected for the second time, really you will be too much discouraged and you will cut your work. Okay? Then don't do this. You read carefully the comments and improve your paper. Carry out additional experiments if it is needed and improve the quality of scientific discussions. Journals often look for papers with quantitative and mechanistic information that represent new physical insights. Okay? Then journals look for this kind of papers, for quantitative mechanistic information. Rejected papers can be resubmitted if and only the concerns of the reviewers are adequately addressed and new results are included. Okay. And if you have questions, please feel free to contact the editorial office of the journal. Okay. And then what to avoid? What to avoid for preparing the paper? Some avoiding doing in all the steps from the first step to the last step. What to avoid? Data without scientific discussion, as we speak about the structures of the paper, we have too much speaking about this discussion. Discussion is very important because discussion end up your work, end up your research process. You will have to a meaningful conclusion by discussion. You will reach to this. Data without scientific discussion, avoid this. Applications of data, avoid this. Or reviews of the literature are not sufficient. Okay, then applications of data, reviews of the literature are not sufficient. Then avoid from only literature review or literature review. It is not sufficient. It is not good. Only applications of data, it is not good. You must have a good discussion, scientific discussion about your data and your research work. Routine synthesis and characterization of nanomaterials or studies that report incremental advance are not considered suitable for publication. Okay. Then characterization, synthesis of some nanomaterials or little materials or some studies that report incremental advance. This is your findings, major findings, minor findings. They are minor findings, are not considered suitable for publication. Maybe for some conference paper will be good, but for journal they are not good. Use of the phrase novel first time in the title abstract, it is not good. As we say, only novel, it is not good. Only first time, it is not good. You must have some additional comment. Such descriptions do not impress the reader or the reviewer. Other overused phrases, one post synthesis or facile, they are not good. You must have good title. You must work on title. Think about the title. Names of flowers, fruits, vegetables to describe the nanoparticle, nanostructure, shapes, morphology. Okay, avoid this. This is not too important and this is not a good work. And then, okay, we want to do some better works. What are the do even better? What are them? The author should make every effort to make a good presentation with proper usage of English grammar. It is very good English grammar. As a college, to comment on your paper before sending it for publication. We speak about it. English is not my native language is not a valid justification for reviewer who cannot comprehend who cannot comprehend. Then if you say English is not my native language, it is not a good reason. You must work on your English language and you must improve it to have a good English documentation and English paper. Reviewers do not wish to review papers that are not readable. Okay, badly written papers are often recommended as reject by the reviewers. It is very important. If you have a good writing style, it can help you to improve the chance of application. ACS Publication Office helps to edit the language for accepted manuscripts, but this only happens if the English was good enough to be reviewed. And the last slide for the preparing the paper, 10 characteristics of an incredibly dull paper. Bad paper, really. Or leakage paper. Avoid focus. Yes. If you don't have a good focus, your paper won't be good. Avoid originality and personality. Make the articles really long. Do not indicate any potential implications. Leave out illustrations, too much effort to draw a sensible drawing. Omit necessary steps of reasoning. Really about discussion, they are a part of discussion. Use abbreviations and technical terms that only specialists in the field can understand. It means that the general readership can't understand your report and your documentation. Make it sound too serious with no significant discussion. Focus only on statistics and support every statement with a reference. If you avoid from these things, your paper can be improved too much. Okay. In this session, we speak about the writing documentation in a scientific paper, and we know how to write a good paper now. And in the next session, we will speak about the documentation in dissertation or in a thesis manner. Thank you very much and have a good time. Goodbye.